Linus Tech Tips coverage of CES 2015 is brought to you by Phantom Glass. Visit store.phantom.glass for the best darn screen protectors out there, as well as Hyperx. Now, we reviewed the ROG Gladius not that long ago, the first 2000 hertz polling rate mouse. There were some things we liked about it, there were some things that weren't quite perfect about it yet, and we kind of said, okay, well, ASUS still has some work to do on mouse development, but we're not counting them out of the game here because it's a pretty darn good first effort. Well, they're following up with some additional stuff right off the hop here that looks pretty interesting. So this one right here is the Sika. We're figuring it's going to be around a $40 MSRP. Does that sound about right? I'm getting the kind of this sort of gesture. It's going to feature a 5000 DPI sensor. We don't know exactly which one, but we do know that it's optical. It's kind of a no frills, no gimmicks mouse on the surface, very similar to the very well-regarded G100S in terms of the ergonomics and the size and the weight, as far as I can tell, with this gigantic piece of plexi attached to it, although it seems like it's pretty much in that neighborhood. But it comes with some features that you might not normally expect. So it's got LED lighting on the back of it. And it also features upgradable socketed switches. So while this one doesn't come with Omron switches like the Gladius does, you can swap them out if you want very, very easily. But that's not the only mouse they have coming. This is the Sparta, and this is where I need you guys to get involved because JJ personally will be reading the comments on this video and taking your feedback back to ASUS HQ when they decide on how to continue to develop this mouse. So this is going to be a wireless sort of MMO MOBA, RPG type optimized mouse. So you've got 6 programmable macro buttons on the side here. You've got a couple more to the left of the left click. You've got your left and right click. And then you've got what appears to be either it's going to be a button. Is that going to be a DPI switch? Yeah, that's going to be a DPI switch up here at the top. You will be able to use it in wired mode. So all this sounds pretty good. It's going to feature wireless charging, which is pretty freaking cool. So there's a little thing here. It can sit on a stand. It can sit down flat. But the big one that they don't know yet is they're still evaluating 3 different sensors. And, you know, we don't know which way it's going to go. It could be even laser or optical. So I want you guys to weigh in. What sensor would you like to see? And bear in mind, guys, that there isn't a laser sensor on the market that doesn't have inherent acceleration or other anomalies. If we want something that tracks 1-to-1, we got to give them a little prod in the right direction. Tell them we want an optical sensor that doesn't feature any nonsense and just pure 1-to-1 tracking. ASUS, please deliver that for us. Guys, let JJ know what you want to see. Speaking of tracking, they've got the ROG Whetstone Mousepad. This is a little bit unique in that A, it's textured, and I kind of went, are you guys high? Because textured mousepads with graphics, these things have been very terrible experiences for me in the past, just because tracking can often be very jittery and uneven over them. They went, no, hold on a second. We actually revised this quite a few times in order to get the distance or the height difference between the pattern and the valleys just right, so that not only our mice but other mice track just awesome across it. The other unique thing about this guy is that aside from the heat treated edges that should prevent it from fraying, this is the first silicone mouse pad. So it's not just your typical rubber and cloth soft mouse mat, it's silicone. So that means a couple of things. Number one is it should be much more durable, and number two is it's going to be completely resistant to spills, even liquids, and odors. So if you don't want a stinky mouse pad, then you might want to spend yourself probably in the neighborhood of sort of 35 to 40 bucks on a Whetstone low friction mouse pad with durable anti-slip silicone base. Intricate Mayan pattern surface minimizes friction. Mayan patterned. All right, I love you guys, but sometimes your marketing bullet points are just silly. Speaking of silly marketing, Phantom Glass decided to have us tell you guys about how great their screen protectors are. That's not silly. That makes a ton of sense. So basically, these are the clearest screen protectors we've ever encountered. They feel just like the glass that was already on your phone. They are scratch resistant and pretty much resistant to any kind of ugliness. You can put your phone in your pocket with your keys, not worry about it. They're super easy to apply. It's basically impossible to get a bubble stuck under it, and you can check them out at store.phantom.glass. We absolutely love these things around here. They're so low profile because they're made of the same Gorilla Glass that your phone already has on the front of it, that you can actually put third-party cases like this bumper that I have on without worrying about compatibility like with other screen protectors where they might peel up at the edges. Also want to give a shout out to Hyperx. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here at the show. You guys can check out the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Hyperx. We'll have both of those guys linked in the video description. So huge thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you guys. And make sure you leave a comment. We want an optical sensor in this. Not that I'm leading you guys in one direction or the other. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our CES content.